What up YouTube, in the hoop, ready to give you the scoop, and I'm back with another video. And this one is on the new NBA deal that was just signed with the Walt Disney Company, NBC, and Amazon Prime. And before I get into what Charles Barkley had to say about the new contract, I do want to give a little bit of backstory to it, but if you already know the details of the contract, you could go ahead and skip to later in the video. But to sum it all up, the NBA announced on July 24th the renewal of its partnership with the Walt Disney Company, NBC, and Amazon, under which ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime Video will telecast NBA games starting in the 2025-2026 season and running through the 2035-2036 season, meaning that TNT is still set to televise games for the 2024-2025 season. And with that being said, it was announced Friday that TNT sued the NBA, claiming it has a contractual right to continue to broadcast its games going forward. And in their suit, TNT officials claimed that they matched Amazon's offer to a T. But the NBA claimed that TNT did not in fact match Amazon's offer. And you may ask, why did the NBA choose the Walt Disney Company, NBC, and Amazon over TNT? Due to the NBA's primary objective to maximize the reach and accessibility of their games for their fans. And in response to that statement, Warner Bros. Discovery, which owns TNT, responded with their own statement, saying that the NBA grossly misinterpreted their contractual rights, and they will take appropriate action. And that's when Charles Barkley took to Instagram to share his opinion about the situation. He wrote, "Clearly the NBA has wanted to break up with us from the beginning. I'm not sure TNT ever had a chance. TNT matched the money. The league knows Amazon and these tech companies are the only ones willing to pay for the rights when they double in the future. The NBA did not want to piss them off. It's a sad day when the owners and commissioners choose money over the fans. It just sucks," he said. And while Charles Barkley did say during the playoffs that he would retire at the end of next year, but did tell Dan on the Dan Patrick Show that he did speak to all three networks and is open to listening. Take a listen.
Why can't you guys still do your show? If I'm Amazon, why wouldn't Amazon say, why don't we capitalize on the best, pregame show that there is out there and bring you guys in, keep everybody in Atlanta, keep all the producers, and you guys, just produce your show?
Well, first of all, you have to ask Ernie that, because Ernie is the guy who probably would never leave Turner. But Dan, everything's on the table.
Has somebody spoken to Amazon?
I have spoken to all three networks.
So you spoke to Amazon?
I have spoke to all three networks.
So you spoke to Amazon?
I have spoke to all three networks, Dan, who got the NBA going forward.
I know Amazon is where you can
Let me
go.
say this. I have spoken for the last 3 months. I've spoken to all the networks.
That doesn't sound like somebody who's going to retire.
Well, Dan, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen. I mean, first of all, I'd be stupid not to take their call. But the beauty of this situation, I don't have to make any decisions for a year, Dan. But I told all three networks, hey, I'm honored, I'm flattered that y'all want to talk to me. But let's see what happens in a year.
What are you going to do when this upcoming season is over?
My intention right now is to retire. So, Dan, I've never said this before, and I'll share it with you because I got a lot of love for you. So my deal, there's been a lot of numbers thrown around about my deal, which I always find fascinating, but I've never told people exactly what my deal was. So my deal is 10 years, $210 million. Next year will be year 3. Turner has to come to me today or next week and say, hey, we screwed up. Will you take a pay cut? So they either gonna have to guarantee the whole 10 years, 210, or they're gonna have to ask me to take a pay cut, which under no circumstances am I taking a pay cut. 0 chances of me taking a pay cut. So then I'm gonna say I'm gonna politely decline taking a pay cut because TNT's been great to me. And they're gonna have to say we're gonna guarantee the whole 210 or Charles Wade Barkley's gonna be a free agent.